All right. So let's just get right into it. Okay. The first thing that I am seeing here is the heart's desire. Okay. I think it was Scorpio got this card too. Okay. So this is what's very important, Sagittarius. You guys typically, you guys are individuals that can, yes, you can get into a job, and as long as it brings in decent money and that sort of thing, you guys can learn how to adapt to that, okay? You certainly can. A lot of people struggle with that. But for Sagittarius, you guys can do this for an extended period of time, all right? Which is great because we all have to do what we have to do. But this Heart Desires card says that the angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. So for some of you, and this is what I'm just getting through spirit, some of you are hiding your passions and your talents behind your current situations. Okay, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something that you need to be producing or something that you're very passionate about, but you might not feel like it's going to be as stable, or it might take a little bit too much work to put into it. And it's like, well, I'm already here, I already have a job, this is consistent. It's that sort of attitude. For others of you, because there is some of you that are a little bit more rebel-esque. Some of you may have already started to create something for yourself, or even go into the next phases of life to say, okay, I know what it is that I need to do. I just need to do it, okay? So definitely got to do something here that does nurture your skills and your desires, that sort of thing is what I'm saying. Now, we also have the Light and Love card, okay? This, to me, is your humanitarian side. It says, your purpose is to bring divine healing light to others in the world. Yeah, so we have the Counseling card here, which totally makes sense to me when it comes to Sagittarius, because, you know, Sagittarius, you guys really have the art of listening, but you also have the ability to give sound advice. The advice that you guys do give, for some, it might be a little too brash at, at certain points, and for certain people, but a lot of people do appreciate the truth. Okay, so you guys don't have a problem with openly speaking the truth. Now, sometimes, the way that it is delivered naturally, sometimes you guys don't know how you deliver it. So what's the word, there's no filter. It just is what it is. And it's not that you guys are doing it maliciously, it's just that it comes out exactly the way that you think it. If you're asked and you think it, and you just give it, but because of that, people do continue to come to you. The other thing that I see for you guys as Sagittarians, you guys do have a lot of knowledge that you guys do pick up along the way through your life, okay? A lot of you are very, very, very good when it comes to electronical devices, technology that comes out that a lot of people haven't even heard of, or struggle with. So I do see this Counseling card. It says you heal with advice and an empathetic ear. So I definitely feel like you guys could go into the counseling field, because people really need to know exactly what they need to know and do what they need to do. All right, so that is the humanitarian side that I see. Another humanitarian card I see is the Environmentalist. Okay, it says you're born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and animals. So for some of you, you might be wanting to do something that helps preserve the life of, the earth or plants or animals, okay? So I feel that for a small few of you, that this is something that you've been, thinking of, but it's not as popular, okay, so to speak, and it's not something that a lot of people really focus on, okay? But this is why it's so necessary for those of you that do care about, you know, the earth that we live on, and the animals that also exist here with us. This is why you've been chosen, okay? And this is why you need to really consider this, okay? Because, you know, we do need to preserve. These are things that we kind of take for granted here on this earth because we do have, you know, other things like technology, and we take things for granted like being able to breathe every day. And, you know, people don't really think about, like, if, you know, if we didn't have as many trees, we wouldn't be able to breathe as easily or at all, that sort of thing. So you guys do have an environmentalist side to you, especially for those of you in terms of animals, okay? So some of you might want to go into becoming a veterinarian. Some of you want to rescue certain animals. Some of you want to assist in certain wastes not being dumped into the ocean to, you know, possibly make animals ill or possibly, you know, kill them, you know. And I mean, that's the truth. So I'm seeing that here. You guys do have a family card here. Love this. Scorpio and another sign also had this. Loving your friends and family are central to your life purpose. So regardless of anything that you do choose, you want to have the freedom to be able to spend with your friends and family, okay? So I'm hearing with that entrepreneurship. So some of you need to look into that because you guys are looking for freedom to be there with your family and be able to do things that you want to do with, you know, the people that you love around you. So the next thing I want to talk about is the, we'll talk about this last, is the creative side, okay? Very, very nice. I love this. So the number one thing I'm seeing here first is the writing, okay? You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write, okay? Very, very profound, okay? This to me goes hand in hand with counseling because the world wants to hear what you have to say. The world needs to be led by you. The world needs to be taught by you, okay? So the words that you transcribe and the things that people read are going to be very, very profound to us regular smuggler people of the world, okay? So very, very creative, I'm seeing there. The next thing that pops out in creativity is music, okay? Your connection to music and healing for yourself and others. Okay, again, expression. We're needing to hear certain things from you. So in the music world, regardless if we're just hearing certain instruments or if we're hearing lyrics or if you're writing music, again, here we go. If you are writing music, this is still another expression of you know, of yourself. Sorry, there's like a huge storm that just jumped out of the sky at no notice here, and my son's supposed to be getting off the bus. All right, so the next thing we have here is school, okay? So it says the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So some of you are looking to get a greater education or perfect your skills or to gain new skills. So I do see this here being very, very prominent for a lot of you because you guys do love knowledge. You guys do love to learn. So I think this is where we benefit from gaining information from you because you guys are always there to get some type of information. So regardless if you're getting a certificate or going back to school, I do see that some of you simply need to go back to school. I don't know who this message is for, but you know that you should be going back to school. You keep talking yourself out of it, saying you don't have the time. Some of you are saying you don't have the money. This is not the truth, okay? You're afraid to go back to school, and you need to go. All right, that message is not from me. So, body work, so excited about this. This is, you know, energy healing, physical, physical therapy, exercise training, and tattooing. Okay, exciting. Again, very, very creative here. Okay, what you guys are. So for some of you, you know, you are going to take the humanitarian side of things. For some of you, more on the creative. But what you need to know, regardless if something on here resonated with you or not, there are some more messages here that I will go through rather quickly, okay? There is a sense of worry here, okay, for some of you. Some of you are worried about making a change. Some of you are worried that things won't change, okay? But you are prompted to talk to your angels, okay? It says that instead of worrying, ask for guidance. So some of you have been dealing with this worry on your own. But the next message that pops out is the protection card. And it says that you are safe and supported while you change your career, okay? So for those of you that, and I didn't even fully read these cards, I just got that off the intuitive, so I love when this happens. Some of you are very, very afraid, okay? So just ask for the guidance. And, you know, fear is something that we can't tap into, because once we tap into it, that will allow us to close off the possibilities, okay? I'm really big on law of attraction. So, you know, whatever you think, if you have fear, then there'll be things to be fearful of, okay? So just try to think of the outcome in the most positive, in the most serving to yourself. You know, this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do type of things, and this is what I will do, okay? But you are safe and supported while you change your career. So some of you are really, really looking to change your career. So for whoever that message is, that is afraid to change the career, or again, afraid to go to school, that sort of thing, any type of fear here, that is the direct message for you, okay? So let's just get right into the money portion. Everybody wants to know about money, right? Who doesn't want to know about their coins? So let's go ahead and take a look at where you are presently in terms of money, okay? Spirit, we thank you so much for your messages. Everything you deliver in love and light is appreciated. Please give us some insight on Sag's present circumstance with finances. Okay, something flipped. All right. So this card here, this is the Four of Cups, okay? I feel like you're a little disappointed, okay? I think that you're disappointed right now where your finances are. And also I see that maybe for some of you, you were offered maybe a new position or an opportunity, but the offer just wasn't quite right, okay? It just was too low. So I see that here. Now, the other thing I do see here with the King of Swords, I do see that you guys are very, very ambitious, okay? This is something that you guys do embody. Some of you, it's very open and other people can acknowledge it. But because you guys can be very laid back at times, some people don't look at you as ambitious, okay? But you are very ambitious at this point in time to do what it is to get, you know, more money, or figure out how to make more money. I see that you are really strong in this right now. You're trying to find the strength, for some of you, to obtain this situation towards abundance. And then we have the Hermit card, okay? So you guys are very, very aware of what needs to happen. You're aware of what you want. If this has not happened so far, you guys are becoming, or will become, more self-aware into what it is that you really want, what it is that you really need to do, I feel like you're going to be keeping it really real with yourselves over this next month here, okay? Let's see. Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I love when, as I'm speaking, the cards are just like bam, bam, bam. Okay. So just as I'm saying this, the World card jumps out. So this is change coming in. So this is like the end of an old cycle. So old mindsets, old behaviors are leaving out. Okay. So this is beautiful. Also, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, these are two things spinning here. The world is spinning, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning. So a cycle is closing out, an old mindset, an old cycle of lack, or a mental blockage that won't allow you to move forward, that fear. But with the Wheel of Fortune, this is luck coming in for the better, okay? And with the Two of Pentacles, this is balance. So things are going to get balanced. So once we change the behaviors, the way that we think and the things that we do, there is going to be a positive turnaround, okay? And in that, this is going to cause stability here, all right? Also, we have the Moon card here in reverse. So the things that were hidden internally, the desires, okay? The desires that you had that you were hiding behind. Remember, I said this in the very beginning. Some of you are hiding behind your jobs, hiding behind what society will say if you do that thing that's not so popular or might not make as much money, that sort of thing. Those days are going to be over for you, Sagittarius, okay? Some of you, this is going to be working itself through in the month of May, going into June. Now let's look at what the outcome is. Wow, that came right on out. Yes, Sag, the victory. You guys will get the victory. Okay, so I am so pleased to see that. I'm so pleased to see that. Okay, so this is what I am seeing here for you guys as far as career. Now, let's go, or money, for money. Okay, let's go and see what the work environment looks like for you guys, okay? Very good, Sag. Very, very good. Glad to see this.